I have a challenge, and I don't think this is unique to me. I do my best thinking, have my greatest ideas or biggest inspirations typically when I'm away from my computer. And this is usually when I'm running on a hike or just being outside when I'm doing something related to exercise. The challenge is when I get back to my computer, back to the office, and I want to get these ideas into some type of written format, it's a huge issue. It's just very difficult to go from that moment of inspiration to get it into a format that is in text. Unless you are a really good writer and that's your main way of expressing yourself, it's difficult. And it's certainly difficult for me. And I think it's also true for other people. That's why I wanted to talk about technologies that we already have, like voice to text, speech to text. And when we combine that with AI, the results are profound. And this may not be a use case that you utilize already, but I want to inspire you to build this into your daily routine because this skill of using voice to text is going to unlock all sorts of new capabilities, and you're going to be astounded by the results. Let's talk about a couple different ways that you can utilize voice to text to get the most out of AI. I want to take a moment to really underscore why this is so important. First of all, speed. The quicker that we can go from idea to action and implementation, we don't lose that opportunity to put that idea into action. Think about how many ideas that you have had in the past that you just weren't able to take action on because you got distracted or something else came up or you couldn't remember. The list goes on and on. But now you can take advantage of that moment. And the ability to unlock that creativity in that moment and get it into words is a huge gift that we have through the aid of technology. The magic that AI gives us, it can take all of that unstructured train of thought and turn that into something useful. And that is the huge aha moment that I hope that you realize after watching this video. So we all have our phone devices, and chances are you are already using ChatGPT on your phone. If you haven't already, become very familiar with this little button on your keyboard with the microphone. I'm going to just challenge you to do this the next time that you're using your device and you're using ChatGPT. Tap that microphone icon and just speak a command, a very simple one that we've already talked about. I need help with. Make me a list of, and then just talk to it. Put voice to your thoughts. Don't try to order it. Don't try to put structure to it. Just voice it. And I will show you an example in just a few moments of how effective this is. AI will make sense of it all. There's an app that I really like. It's called Otter.ai. And it's a free app and a free service. And you can get up to 300 transcribed minutes per month. That's actually quite a bit. With your phone, when you have an idea or a moment of inspiration, open up the app and just record a note. Otter will transcribe that note into text, and you can then use it later on to feed into AI. This is really powerful because if you're outside or you're doing something, you just don't want to engage with AI, but you have something that you thought of. You realize, hey, I need to do these 5 things later today. I need to make a list. I want to make sure I get them done. And you use that note just to capture the idea, and then you move on. But it's now in note form, it's transcribed into text, and then later on, you can utilize that with AI. This is a superpower, and once you start utilizing this as part of your routine, you will find it indispensable. One more example I want to share with you, and this is when you're on your computer and you're using a browser. You probably don't have that same little microphone keyboard that we do on our mobile devices. I use a product that's a browser extension for Chrome called VoiceIn. And this gives me ability to talk to my browser and just use the same approach. And then that will capture all of my thoughts and put it into text. And then I can use AI to make sense of it. This actually does cost money. You can get a 5-day trial just to test it out. However, I've subscribed to this long ago, and to me, this is an indispensable tool because I can just go without wasting time typing, and just be able to talk to my computer is a gift. So that's another product I really like. What I'm going to do now, we're going to move into a few examples. I really want to underscore why this is so powerful, because when you get around this self-editing bit, you're able to capture your ideas. You don't really need to think too much about it. You just get in the habit of talking. And we know how to do that. And you can turn those raw thoughts into action. So what does that look like in real life? So I've got a couple examples that I recorded from my phone earlier. And this example that I'm going to share with you is exactly what I do for all of these videos and everything related to creating this content. There's a lot of steps involved, and my goal is to streamline these and get them documented so I can get some help with it. So all I did in this first example is I talked to my phone and I just started speaking about all the steps that I go and put into this. And the key here is I didn't really have to think about this in order. Like, these are all things I do. And you're going to notice from this video, this is like a minute long, that I talked to ChatGPT. And when I recorded this, I actually sped this up so we don't have to waste a lot of time watching this. But the takeaway here is the phone is really good at taking your voice and turning it into text. And it will do that for a long time and do it with accuracy. So take advantage of it. Now, I won't go through and watch the whole thing, but what I want to show you is the output. After I spent all that time talking into ChatGPT about all the steps I do, now I've got an outline just like that. And now I can build out some SOPs and get some help getting this done. And it allows me to get really structured and really organized. And this whole process was just a couple minutes. Now let's move on to another example that I have. And I'm going to go and show you another example with Otter.ai. So earlier, I had an idea about a mini course that I wanted to create for how to help people with creating prompt and prompt structures for AI. And there are a million courses out there already. And I've taken a dozen of them or so. And I realized so many of them have flaws in them because they were created a couple of years ago. And anyway, I had an inspiration and I wanted to capture that. So I recorded that into Otter.ai as a note. And now I'm going to show you how I use the browser extension Voicen to just quickly build a prompt so I can get some help on this. I have a really good idea for a mini course that I want to create, and I need to create an outline. Below, I'm going to copy and paste a transcript of some notes that I took earlier, and I need some help building a course outline that makes sense. So you can see, instead of typing this all out, I just talked to it, and that just took a few seconds. And now I'm going to paste my notes that I had earlier from Otter.ai, and this is going to produce an outline. And now I have the beginning stages of a course based off of the inspiration that I had before. In the past, I probably would have thought about this for a long time, and it would have taken me days until I finally got down and wrote this down. I've just shortcutted this from the moment I had the idea, took a note, and then built it into an outline. That was a duration of minutes. And now I have this in written form. I can go to the next step. So for me, that's the hardest part, is getting unstructured thoughts and ideas out of my head into pen and paper in a way that I can use it. So I hope this video has inspired you to think about how you can get some of your best ideas, your moments of genius, all those ideas that you have in your head, and get them into written form so that you can take action on them. And I encourage and challenge you to start taking the same approach I showed you in this video. Do this on a daily basis. Use AI every day. Now start incorporating voice to text. And I think it will change your life in a profound way when you start building this into your habit. So I can't wait to hear what you're doing with this. And I hope this is really helpful for you. And until next time, have fun and be inspired. Take care.